We finna start this bitch off like this. I see a lot of niggas saying, oh yeah, you should mix your beats like this or do it a certain way and shit, man. That's cool. Do what you wanna do. Mix your beats how you wanna mix them, gang. But every sound is not the same. And I keep telling you niggas this shit, and y'all keep listening to these motherfuckers that's out here saying, oh yeah, your 808 should be this loud. Your beat should be this loud. No, every sound is like not the same level. There are plenty of 808s that are quiet, that have less low end, that don't have a kick on it or some bump in the beginning of that bitch. So you're not finna mix every 808 the same. So I don't get what y'all, you feel me? That's like using like two different guitar tones and saying, oh well, both of these should be mixed the same because they both guitars. So this guitar should be over here and this guitar should be over here too, but they gotta have the exact same EQ. No, that's not how I do things. Y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all wanna do. That's just me though. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example, right? Let's do the huge tits 808 from our upcoming kid. Now, this 808 is kinda recycled, but not really. Let's just play it. It got a small little bump in there, right? Just a little. But that bump got a lot of high end. Now, me personally, I like that with certain beats because it just hit a little bit different, right? But what if we want to say, hey, I want to get this 808 some kick a little bit more. Usually we would turn these two up over here. Right? And you know, let's just throw soft clipper on there for reference. You know what I'm saying? It got, you know, it don't hit like the spins where niggas just think everything's supposed to go that like how the spins is mixed. No, other sounds need different mixing. This gives the 808 a whole different feel. This sounds like a whole different 808. You can barely hear it, right? And it's just like a small kind of distortion in there because the EQ is filtering the rest of the high end. Another thing too is, man, like niggas think you just, like I was saying in the intro, like niggas think you supposed to level everything the same. No, you not. No, you not, because number one, nigga, you not always gonna get everything to blend that way. What do I look like mixing the hit one a certain way and then, but now I'm mixing the Detroit beat, now the hi-hats gotta be that same level. Bro, a lot of the hi-hats on certain Detroit beats either don't even be there or they fast and small as hell. It's certain sounds you just have to mix a certain way. I'm gonna show y'all a good example of this. So my whole mindset behind this shit is what blends with what and how can I make shit move and how can I create a rhythm, a clean rhythm, a rhythm that people can understand, a chord progression that people can consume or something, right? And not just kind of like mix my sample accordingly. If it sounds good with no soft clipper and it sounds good with no EQ, I'm leaving it like that. And 9 times out of 10, my shit still be getting placed, bro. And there are whole songs where I didn't use soft clipper, you feel me? So let's just get straight to it. I'm finna, through the whole process, I'm going to give y'all what I be thinking when I be coming up with these melodies and how I mix them and level them based off of what I'm hearing. And it's so simple. I mean, like, you can listen to enough sounds and be like, oh, that shit don't go with that. It's just sound selection. You know what I'm saying? It's just a simple square. I'm not mixing nothing right now. So it sounds pretty clean right now. You know, I'ma just bust that bitch down a little bit. Now we got the other horn separate and shit. What I'm about to end up doing is like maybe cutting the low end off of this shit a little bit. Everything else good right now though. So as we're hearing, that shit is stereoed out. A lot of low end don't really need no stereo or nothing. So I mix it in mono. All of my bass shit, if it's too much stereo and it doesn't sound good and it's all phasey and shit, especially if it's playing by itself, I don't like that shit with brasses and like combinations and shit. So that's why I put it in mono. We gonna take the low end off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We might actually want to take the high end off a little bit. That's better. Let's pan this to the left a little bit. Mono it just a little bit, nothing too crazy. It's a mid-range in that hole a little bit. We bring the square back in. As I'm doing this, right, I'm already hearing the beat. I'm already hearing the structure that's about to come with all these symbols and all them chants and shit I'm about to pull in there. Y'all already know how I do. And we finna just keep going. I'm finna keep telling y'all what the fuck I'm doing. Finna just keep adding random shit. I turned that low end up a little bit because these harmonics in this sound, they got relevant chords in them that I want people to hear that make the melody move. Now it's like, let's make this square a little bit more flashy, right? Cut the low end off a little bit, turn that bitch up. Hyper chorus a little bit, maybe. And we put some delay. My pulsating sound as analogy, I'm gonna take a little bit of low end off because that bitch going like, I don't want it to fuck up the groove. You kind of hear it. You see it's low end popping up right there. We want to cut that out. A lot of times I don't really care. I don't really do that, but you know, now I'm being critical for y'all. Now we make it more creative. We can be free now. Sounds clean. As far as the piano and shit and the lead is concerned that I just added, not really nothing to do. Clean as fuck. Don't even need to EQ it, bro. It just blends. You see what I mean by the blend? It blends. It just blends, bro. That's that Alt A for that art. We already got a melody. Let's push some of this shit back. It's easy money. This melody shit too easy. It's like I know the cheat codes now. Come up with something, do something within that same harmonic. Oh yeah, you good. Now the thing about the pizzas and shit, you want to turn the pizzas and shit up kind of in the high range. Turn them down in the low range. Now we get something else. It's still a brass, but it's a more aggressive type of brass. Good for those highs. Think we got him. Now we just go back, double check everything, make sure it's level right, bro. That's it. And we just make the drums over that bitch. I'll get to that part later. Let's add some low end to this brass. This what I mean by every sound not the same, bruh. See all these, oh yeah, these are guitars. Guitars usually have this tone, so you gotta know. No, everything is not the same. The frequencies and the harmonics are so crucial to certain shit. You don't have to be surgical like me right now, because I'm not always doing this. Y'all don't always see me doing this type of shit. I'm literally just doing this shit for y'all. I'm doing this shit for y'all. Leveling on the bottom. Level them highs too. Not too much on that. Let's pan them to the left a little bit. Give it some space. Let's give these a little bit more mid-range. Cut off the bass completely. And then we do this. Let's choose some different notes for this, right? Let's give some square and let's get that square a little bit less flashiness. Let's put some mid in there. Give it some high end more. Everything just moving, blending together, right? Now we get it some more low end, right? And we do this. You can just tell there's other sounds in there, right? But you're not like, oh, something's empty. No, it's just enough in there to the point where it's like, oh, okay, this is the hook. You feel me? And we got the bass note, and it's just the brass. It's just mixed differently. That's it. And then you throw the lead in there. Put some high end on that. Let's mono that too. See, now we get to the beat. What I really want to do is so that I can focus more on the beat and this all isn't crammed into one project, I want to do the beat in another FLP to kind of give y'all a more broad perspective, because a lot of you niggas use loops, right? So let's do it this way instead. I'm gonna render this loop because I do this anyway. I mean, I render my loops and I make new beats out of them. So it's not like I'm doing something new here, but I just want this to be my workflow for now because it makes it easier for me. I have other videos about my format and how I arrange my beats. If you want to go watch that, then you can. In my past videos and my past lives and stuff, people will ask me and you can just watch me. had to record this at a different time, man, because I think I got too sleepy. But yeah, bro, I'm about to break down mixing this beat, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go by real fast and real smooth, so pay attention. Now, as far as beats, y'all already know what type of dude I am. Like, sometimes I like using beats without mixing them actually. Sometimes I mix them based off of the sounds that I'm using. So I knew what type of beat I was gonna make when I made this vid, so I kind of just wanted to see like where my mind actually goes with certain sounds. So let's get it, man. I'm finna start off making the beat, and then yeah. So let's look at what we got so far, right? So we have quite a few instruments here. Let's go through all of them. So these are mixed pretty clean already, right? I got my melody leveled at about 8.7, you know what I'm saying? Because of how loud it actually is compared to the drums. Now, if we got a lot of high end in our melody, we don't want a lot of crazy ass high end with the sounds that we're using. We can have as much high end as we want, right? I mean, if you can make some fire ass drums, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But it's like when you got certain sounds that's too loud and they start making your melody sound ass, that's when you might want to think about doing something else. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so let's go through the snares. I said the snares first. I think. No, I'll set the hi-hats first. Pretty straightforward. We don't gotta cut no low end out of that. It's just good enough. But the snare though, so let's talk about both of these snares at the same time, right? I got two different mixing tracks for these snares. So this was the thing, right? In my head, when I first put these snares down, I was like, one snare is hitting harder than the other. And then when I turned the other mix on the other snare rep, the other snare was sounding like it was hitting softer than the other one. So I'm like, nah, I gotta be clean. And this is exactly what it sounded like without the mix. This snare without the mix. Turn the mix on to hit like it did. Then when it comes to this other snare right here, it's mixed differently as well because I took the low end up and then I just turned the mid range up a little bit. So, you know, we got a cool little bouncing in, bro. I ain't mixing none of these drums. I just like these other drums, I just leveled them, bro. We go through things where you might feel like you want to change the snare, and that's exactly what the fuck I'm about to do because it sounds ass to me now. before I fully format, let me break down these drums, right? All it is right here. So we got the 808, man. You know, we not doing too much on that, bro. We not doing too much on that. All I really did, bro, was I boosted the mid-range up to make it hit against them hi-hats real good. Cause I feel like without that mid-range, I don't know. Maybe it's just me though. It don't hit the same to me. We got a little bit more bump in there, just a little bit. I know what I be doing, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's just the snares that I told y'all about earlier. I leveled everything accordingly. I'm paying this hi-hat like over here a little bit, like 11% to the left. I'm like, this one needs some space. Everything else, I'm like, nah, it's hitting. That's it, you know what I'm saying? So let's format the beat and then listen to it in full. All right, now that we done, let's run that motherfucker from the top, man. You dig? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the hardest beats I made in a minute, bro. That shit is crazy. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad y'all sat here, watched this shit, enjoyed this motherfucker, man. Without further ado, we finna end this motherfucker right here, man. Y'all already know. Link in the description if y'all need some kits. My newest kit finna be on the way, man. Appreciate all of y'all for the love and y'all support, man. Shout out to everybody that makes me great. And we out this bitch, man. Lick gang. Stay on the